All right, strap in, everyone, because we are diving deep into some seriously messed up shit today.
Oh, yeah.
This deep dive is going to be a wild one.
Oh, I'm sure it is.
We're talking about the Flaregun incident, and we've got an actual police report from the Winchester PD.
It's about those two, isn't it?
You already know who I'm talking about.
Kenny and Jaygo.
The two most ignorant motherfuckers on the face of the earth.
You got that right.
This report details some absolute insanity that went down at the Paralympics.
The one at Jim Barnett Park?
You know the one?
Specifically the one for wheelchair athletes.
Kenny was dead set on winning the whole thing.
Oh, yeah. The report says he wanted that golden wheelchair trophy real bad.
And the $15,000 prize money?
Apparently he was training like a maniac.
I guess he figured he'd be rolling out of there a rich man.
Well, according to the report, the day started off pretty normal.
Normal for a bunch of people in wheelchairs competing in the Olympics, I guess.
Yeah, they had pole vaulting.
Pole vaulting in wheelchairs.
Okay, I can see that.
Even swim. Hold up. How the hell do you swim in a wheelchair?
The report doesn't really go into detail, just mentions the wheelchairs floating.
Floating wheelchairs, all right.
But anyway, things were about to take a turn for the crazy. That's when Jaygo shows up.
Ah, Jaygo, the supportive friend.
The report says Kenny asked him for a ride to the park that morning.
Jaygo, being the good guy he is, promised to buy Kenny celebratory beers if he won.
Classic Jaygo. Always acting like he's got your back.
Little did Kenny know, this motherfucker had a whole other plan in mind.
Turns out Jaygo was the referee for the 100-yard dash.
The last event, Kenny needed to win the whole shebang.
And, of course, this asshole couldn't just use a starting pistol like a normal person.
Oh no, Jaygo had to spice things up.
The report says he used a goddamn flare gun.
A flare gun? What the fuck?
Shot Kenny right in the back of the head, set him completely on fire.
Jesus Christ.
The report actually describes it as a loud foam.
A foam.
That's what it says.
These reports are something else.
And here's where things get really fucked up. The report just casually mentions, we all know Kenny can walk and run when engulfed in flames.
Wait, what? This dude turns into the Human Torch when he's on fire.
Apparently so.
Is that even possible?
Well, it's in the police report, so it must be true.
Oh, no.
So Kenny jumps out of his wheelchair.
Still on fire, mind you.
Yeah, fully engulfed in flames. And he books it down the track, finishing the race in 7.2 seconds.
Holy shit. That's a new record, right?
So definitely a new record.
So he won, right? He totally won.
Nope. He got disqualified.
You're kidding me. What?
For running with his legs in a wheelchair competition.
Were you serious? That's the most bullshit reason I've ever heard.
And get this, they took away all of his previous winnings too.
You've got to be kidding me. Talk about adding insult to, well, literal burns.
It's like they were trying to punish him for being able to walk when he's on fire.
These people are unbelievable.
Well, you know, it's Kenny and Jaygo. They have a certain talent for attracting this kind of bullshit.
Speaking of which, the report mentions that after the flare gun incident, witnesses saw Jaygo running away from the scene.
He even ripped off a realistic face mask to reveal his signature blue ninja mask underneath.
A blue ninja mask? Seriously? This motherfucker is out of his mind.
But Kenny wasn't going to let Jaygo get away with this shit.
Oh, hell no. He was pissed.
Instead of going after him right there, he decided to play the long game. Spent 4 years getting a business degree.
A business degree? What the hell for?
He was planning his revenge.
Of course he was.
He built a super successful gas and oil delivery business and even brought out his biggest competitor, Sullenberger's.
Damn. Kenny's a smart motherfucker when he wants to be.
Oh yeah, he was playing 4D chess while Jaygo was still stuck on checkers.
And you know, all of this was leading up to his grand revenge plan. Fast forward to the annual ninja competition.
Which, surprise, surprise, Jaygo won.
Of course he did.
Just as he's about to accept his award, Kenny rolls up with a fleet of 32 gas and oil tankers.
32 tankers. Are you serious?
That's what the report says.
This is some straight-up Mad Max shit.
And you know what happened next? Kenny pulls out another goddamn flare gun.
You've got to be kidding me.
Hits Jaygo right in the back and sets him ablaze.
Payback's a bitch, ain't it?
But hold on, it gets even weirder. Apparently Jaygo freaks out and lets out a massive fiery fart.
A fiery fart? What the fuck?
I know, right? And the fart sets Kenny on fire too.
Fuck, I just shit myself.
Yeah, that fucking stinks.
So now, we've got both these idiots on fire, in the middle of a ninja competition, surrounded by a fleet of gas tankers. What could possibly go wrong?
The report says all the tankers smashed into the stage, causing a colossal explosion. Engulfed the entire park in flames.
Holy shit.
Everyone caught on fire, men, women, children,
Oh my God.
dogs, even frogs.
Oh.
It was a goddamn inferno.
That's insane.
The military had to get involved,
And military, what did they do?
dropping water from planes to try and put out the fire.
Jesus, how many people were there?
The report says 11,127 people were at the park that day.
Okay.
All of them died.
All of them. What about Kenny and Jaygo? They were on fire too, right?
Yeah, but somehow they managed to survive.
What? How is that even possible?
I don't know. It was like they're invincible or something.
They were the only ones who survived.
The only ones.
Those lucky bastards. So what happened to them? They must have gone to jail for that shit, right?
Nope. The report says they were arrested, but no charges were filed.
What the fuck? They literally caused a mass casualty event and they walk away scot-free.
That's Kenny and Jaygo for you. They're practically immune to the laws of physics, let alone the actual law.
It's like the universe just shrugs its shoulders and says, those two, what are you going to do?
It's wild, right? But this report, it lines up with all the other shit we know about these two. Remember that time Kenny got hit by a train and walked away without a scratch?
Oh, yeah. And that time, Jaygo fell out of a plane and landed in a haystack.
Yeah.
These guys are like goddamn cockroaches. You can't kill them.
It's like they have this weird, chaotic energy that protects them from the consequences of their actions.
So they're just going to keep doing this shit, setting things on fire and causing mayhem. What's next? A nuclear meltdown.
I don't even want to think about it. But you gotta admit, they keep things interesting.
Interesting. I'd rather have boring and safe any day of the week.
Fair enough. But let's be real, that's not gonna happen with these two.
No, it's not. So we've got two flaming idiots who are somehow invincible and above the law. Where the hell do we go from here? What's the point of even trying to analyze this shit? It's like trying to find logic in a Salvador Dali painting.
I hear you. It's tempting to just throw our hands up and say, fuck it, these guys are insane, there's no point. But I think there's something deeper here. Something about the nature of chaos and how it intersects with human behavior.
Okay, I'm listening. Lay some wisdom on me.
Think about it. These guys, they're like walking embodiments of the unpredictable. They're a constant reminder that no matter how much we try to control things, there's always going to be that element of randomness, that wild card factor that can throw everything into disarray.
So they're like a metaphor for life. Shit happens, and sometimes you just gotta roll with it.
Something like that. They represent the absurdity of existence, the fact that even the most carefully laid plans can be derailed by a single, unexpected event.
Like a well-aimed flare gun or a strategically timed fart.
Exactly. They force us to confront the limits of our own understanding and the fragility of the systems we create to make sense of the world. They're a living, breathing testament to the fact that sometimes shit just happens and there's no rational explanation for it.
And sometimes that shit involves a lot of fire.
Well, yeah. They do seem to have a particular affinity for pyrotechnics.
But what about the victims? All those people who died because of their little game of fiery one-upmanship. Where's the justice for them?
That's the toughest part to reconcile. The report doesn't offer any answers, no explanations, no apologies. It just presents the facts, cold and stark, leaving us to wrestle with the moral implications on our own.
It's like the universe is saying, here's a tragedy, deal with it.
It's frustrating, I know. But maybe that's part of the lesson, too. The world isn't always fair. Sometimes bad things happen to good people, and there's no rhyme or reason to it.
But does that mean we just accept it? Do we just shrug our shoulders and say, well, that's life?
I don't think it's about accepting it passively. I think it's about acknowledging the darkness, the chaos, the inherent unfairness of it all, and then choosing to fight against it. To strive for justice, for compassion, for meaning, even in the face of senseless tragedy.
So, even though these two assholes got away with it, we shouldn't give up on holding people accountable for their actions.
Exactly. Their story is a cautionary tale, but it's also a call to action. A reminder that we can't just sit back and wait for the world to make sense. We have to make sense of it ourselves.
And maybe invest in a good fire extinguisher. You know, just in case.
Probably a good idea. You never know when you might need to put out a flaming fart. There's one more thing in this report that just doesn't sit right with me.
Oh, lay it on me.
It's about the 100-yard dash.
What about it?
The report actually describes how it was done.
Wait, you mean the wheelchair race?
Yeah.
I'm all ears because I still can't picture how you race in a wheelchair.
So get this. They weren't using their wheels at all.
What?
Yeah, they had to run 100 yards and back again on their hands.
On their hands?
Yeah, like a bear crawl, but using only their hands to propel themselves forward.
That's messed up. No wonder Kenny got pissed when Jaygo set him on fire.
It really puts things into perspective. These athletes were incredibly strong and
They
determined,
were pushing themselves to the absolute limit.
overcoming incredible physical challenges.
And then these two assholes come along and turn their competition into a goddamn war zone.
It's just a stark reminder that even in the midst of incredible human achievements, there's always the potential for chaos and destruction.
It's depressing, man. Like, what's the point of anything if it can all go up in flames so easily?
I don't know, man. That's the question, isn't it? What's the point of striving, of achieving, of building something beautiful when there are people out there who are just waiting to burn it all down?
I guess that's why we do this show, right? To
You.
try and make sense of it all, to find some meaning in the chaos.
Yeah, maybe that's it. To tell the stories, to remember the victims, to try and learn from the mistakes of others, and to remind ourselves that even in the darkest of times, there's always a flicker of hope.
And to maybe invest in a really good fire extinguisher.
Always a good idea.
All right, folks, that's it for this deep dive into the world of Kenny and Jaygo. We hope you enjoyed the ride, even though these two are totally fucked.
Just remember, if you ever see these two coming, run the other way. And if you smell something funny, well, it might be a fiery fart.
Stay safe out there, and we'll catch you on the next deep dive, where we'll explore some other bizarre corner of the human experience.
Until then, keep it weird.
And try not to set yourselves on fire. Peace out.